And hit record. So welcome. It is July 13th, 14th, oh my goodness, halfway through the month about. And I have some really fun stuff to share with you guys. I know you guys are probably thinking like, has she picked a name yet? Not quite. I gotta send an email in and get it approved, but as soon as I know what our name will be, I will share it with all of you guys. I'm leaning towards Rise Up Rock Stars, Leading Lights, and then the Scent Pack one, because I know a lot of people love that one, and I thought it was really clever and cute. But I'm wondering also if they've not had that team name because maybe they haven't approved it because it's an actual product. I don't know. We'll find out. Some things to start off tonight, some exciting news. So we've got quite a few new teammates. Two of them have joined us tonight. So, oh my gosh, like that's amazing you guys are here. Megan and Scarlett. Scarlett's first day is actually like 8 hours ago. So kudos to you, Scarlett, for hanging out. Megan just completed her 15th day, and she earned Shooting Star already. She's already like 700 PRV into getting certified. So she is freaking phenomenal. She's doing amazing. I know Nancy Torres just got her first new teammate and introduced her, Jeanette. Melissa Suarez just became certified. So we've got lots. If I missed anybody or anything, please let me know, because we've got the kids watching TV right now because my husband's not home. So I'm a little frazzled right now, but if I missed you, I apologize. We'll make sure you get recognition next time around. What else? Okay, so I've been reading. I wanted to talk more about and share with you guys how to do your business on Facebook, social media in general, better and more effectively. And so I've been learning myself on how to do that so that I can then share my knowledge with you guys. There's obviously many different ways that people will do social media. I'm not an expertise. I only will share what I know. So if you've heard other advice, feel free to use what works best for you. This is not a business where it's a cookie cutter thing where everybody does everything in the same exact way. You do what works best for you, and that's the beautiful part about our Scentsy business, is that you can work it in a way that benefits you and your lifestyle and what you have going on, and so forth and so on. So without further ado, I've been reading this book called I Dare You. And it's the ultimate guide to building your network marketing business using social media. What a mouthful. It starts off, I found it so like, wow, that's amazing. That's great advice. Yes, absolutely. And so I had to share it with you guys before I'm even finished with the entire thing. It's a very quick read though. So it starts off by describing the differences between prospecting and marketing. And prospecting is something that you probably are familiar with, where you create a list and you go after, I say it like you're hunting almost, the people on the list, and you ask them like, hey, I'm doing this Scentsy thing, would you like to buy some? In a very succinct way. However, what we want to try to do is marketing. Marketing is when you are sharing, not selling, and you are being hunted. People are coming to you versus the other way around. But we do start with prospecting because, of course, we have to begin somewhere. We write a list, we learn how to reach out, we learn what to say. Diana's coming to hang out. We learn what to say, we share an example or share how it works, or we share a sample with people. We invite them to a party, we ask them to host. Those are all things. We follow up with them. How do they like the sample? All those things are part of the prospecting system, if you will. When you do this in your business, yes, it's prospecting, but you're learning the skills that you need to have in order to become a successful direct sales person. And that sounds so like professional and formal, and I don't mean it that way, because you guys know, like, you do what's best for your business. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm referring to my notes because I don't want to get anything wrong here. I know a lot of you, when you've been told or you've been asked, or suggested, hey, make a list, it might give you this like panicky feeling of like, well, I don't really want to sell to my friends and my family. Like, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to be salesy. That's not really my jam. And that's actually a good thing, because we don't want to do that either. We don't want to make anyone feel that way either. However, they are kind of like the avenue and the practice to get to where marketing will take you, where you are having people come and reach out to you. What's really interesting about direct sales too is that, I don't know if you guys have ever thought about it, but like different companies who sell things, they create advertising campaigns. They market to us through like commercials, ads on Facebook, so forth and so on. With a direct sales company, it's really kind of neat because they don't rely on any advertising. They simply have their consultants use their power of sharing their experiences to advertise. So they save money in that way, but also they put money in our pockets because we help do that. That's kind of the partnership between a consultant and a direct sales company. So again, my notes, I don't want to mess anything up. So you're learning how to handle rejection when you're talking to your friends and your family. You're learning to hear no. And that's probably the scariest thing is, oh my gosh, they're going to say no to me if I go and ask them a question. Like, do they want to host, or what do they use to make their house smell really good? That's really uncomfortable because it's not something you've ever done before, but I promise with time, with practice, it gets easier. And you learn that all you're doing, I love the analogy from another book that I've read. I love the analogy where you have the woman, it reminds me of Mary Poppins, where she feeds the birds, right? You're simply asking, hey, would you like a bite? Hey, would you like? It's up to the bird or your customers to decide whether or not they like what's in your hand. And to not offer it to them is almost sad because it smells so good. Like, what does their house smell like if they're not using Scentsy, right? And if they are using candles, like, I worry about, I have kids and I have a dog. So, that's another concern of mine. So it's almost doing them a disservice if we're not just at least saying, hey, do you want to try it? Or, hey, do you want to eat from my hand, little birdie? Or think of it, the waitress who works at a restaurant who his job is to ask them, hey, would you like some coffee? And if they say no, if the person who's there says no, thank you, that coffee, the waitress is not going to think, oh my goodness, something's wrong with my coffee. Why don't they want my coffee? It must be me. They must not like me. It must be what I'm saying. It must be what I'm wearing, so forth and so on. She doesn't even think twice about it. She's just like, oh, they don't want coffee. I'm going to ask the next table, do they want coffee? Oh, I'm going to ask the next table, do they want coffee? The result has no difference because her job is simply to ask. Oh, I thought I saw a flash. Okay, so think of it that way. When you are speaking to the people who are on your list, that is what you are practicing. You're just practicing the ask. And it's almost easier to expect them to say no. It is. And then when you happen to hear a yes, then yay, you got a yes. Let's see. So think of it also this way. Our job as consultants, there's another analogy. Let's say you're driving past on the freeway and you see a billboard for a movie theater, and the image captures your attention. So you pull off the freeway, you go to the theater, you buy the ticket, you go in and sit down, and either the movie can be really good or the movie can be really bad. Maybe you walk out of the movie if it's bad, or maybe the movie's so good that you've got your soda, you've got your popcorn, you have to go to the bathroom, but it's so good you don't want to even leave. And maybe the concession people come to the theater and they say, hey, anybody want candy in the middle of the movie? And you're like, well, yeah, they came, I want more. So I'm here to watch the movie. I want to make this experience even better. Let me have some candy too. And so you buy the candy. So the whole analogy relates to direct sales, meaning, or in the way that the stories that we tell have to capture people's attention on social media. We want them to say and think, wow, I want that for my life too. I want to make my experience better, and I want to order that warmer because that warmer is so cute and it looks so good in my house. That's the story that we're sharing, and how we capture people's attention, and how, in other words, it attracts them to us and our stuff, the stuff that we have to share. All right. I hope I didn't mess that analogy up too bad. All right, my next note is direct sales. You want to think about direct sales as not a job, but it's a business. So a lot of times, like I know my mom does this all the time. She's like, she goes, how many hours did you work and how much money did you make for that? And I'm like, I get her point, because that is a traditional job. You go 9 to 5, you get a certain amount of money. But direct sales is different. Direct sales is a business that you have power over, and you can do it while, like my kids are currently being babysat by the TV, thank goodness. But you can do this in the nooks and crannies of your life. You can do this while you're home with your kiddos, or if you have older kiddos, you know, while they're out playing sports, or if you're at work, if you have a 9 to 5 job currently. Hold on, Mama. Speaking of which, what's up? Make it quick.
Do you see how I broke it the last time?
You broke it? Okay, so show me. This is not it.
I just put it together.
Okay.
And grab this.
Thank you guys for your patience.
And I tried to.
Can you show me a little bit later? Thank you. Save it for me right here. Okay, so where was I saying? I, of course, lost track. Okay, 9 to 5 job. So you can basically, my point is, the whole point to that was that you can be working Scentsy among your regular lifestyle, so much so that you're not going to be paid or compensated necessarily at the beginning for the work that you're doing now, but over time, when you give it time, it really does grow. And then I think of the analogy where I have so many analogies tonight, you guys. I'm on a roll. You're pushing this gigantic boulder up this mountain, and it's a lot of work by yourself all at once. And you know, asking somebody to host a party is a little bit scary, so that feels really monumental and a little bit uncomfortable, because it's not something, again, you've done before, and you're pushing it up the mountain. You're going slow at first, and it's not, you're not maybe seeing a whole lot of effort or reward for the effort that you're making. But here's the thing about direct sales: unlike a 9 to 5 job, where when you learn the skills, when you take the action on the things that you've learned, and you're practicing the things, like doing the scary conversations with people you don't know, like making new friends, all that sort of thing, you get to the top of the mountain, and eventually you've got all this momentum that it starts to snowball at the other side of the mountain, and all of a sudden your team's exploding. I will, just not right now. I will, but not right now. You need to let me finish. We've got about 10-15 more minutes, okay? Okay. So my point is that your effort, your time, it will be rewarded. You have to give it time. You have to trust the process. You have to it's like you have to learn the skills and also take the action. You can't just do all the personal development and not take any action, because it's not going to result in anything.
Mommy,
and the same thing. No, my goodness, you guys, this has been a day. What's up? Make it quick.
I'm really hungry.
Okay, you have yogurt in the fridge. You may go get.
Something else.
Then you're going to need to wait. This is my happy place, you guys. I get to take a break and talk to adults. All right, so what does this all have to do with marketing? You're like, you lost me a little bit, Danielle, right? My point is that there is not an instant fix with social media. There is not, I'm going to post this and I'm going to get money for it. How awesome would that be, right? So many people would be doing Scentsy for forever if that were the case. There are people who quit after, the average is actually that the average person quits after 6 weeks because they don't see those instant results. But also statistically, the average person who stays longer has their first win, quote unquote win, at 8 weeks. Maybe you've had your win a little bit sooner. Those people who earn Shooting Star, like I didn't earn Shooting Star. I didn't earn Sensational Start, but you guys may have done so. You maybe will. Scarlett just joined again like 8 hours ago. It takes time is my whole point. So I have a few tips for you tonight that you can start using right away so that you can start increasing the things, the behaviors, the actions that will help increase your success on social media with your business. here we go. If you have pen and paper, I would suggest you pull it out. If you don't, go ahead and grab it now. I'm gonna take a quick drink of water real quick. Okay, so in the book, it says there are 4 things, 4 abilities that you need to increase.
We have cheese with crackers.
Not right now. It's
There's
too close
cheese.
for dinner. I've already told you no. Oh, that cheese? Yeah, that's fine. I thought she was talking about something else. Okay, so you need to increase your visibility. You need to, increase visibility, develop your, raise your likability. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna start again. Increase visibility, raise your likability, develop your influenceability. That's a word, I guess. And then grow your profitability. First one, visibility. If they can't find you, they can't buy, they can't host, they can't join. Algorithms, if you don't know, algorithms are what decides what gets seen in your main feed on Facebook. So how can you increase your algorithms so that your posts can be seen by more people? There's 3 things, your friends list, the engagement, and the posts that you make, or the acronym FEP, F-E-P, friends list, engagement, posts. I'm gonna go a little bit fast because I don't wanna run out of time. So in order to increase the percentage, it's not necessarily how many friends that you have that will help increase your visibility. It is the percentage of which friends, or the number of friends that you're connecting with. The number of friends that you're connecting with will help increase your visibility. So the percentage, the more people you are connecting with on your friends list, the better. So what do you got to do? Number 1, you got to remove the friends that you have no interest in connecting with. If you're going to see them at Target and you're going to avoid them, you should probably remove them from your friends list, because that will help increase your algorithm. You guys laugh because I know you've done it. You've seen that person, you're like, I'm friends with them, but I don't want to talk to them. I've done it too, I promise. If they don't engage, or you have no intentions of engaging with them, maybe if they're family, just unfollow them, because that's different. But if there's somebody you have no interest in making a connection with, of getting to know again, even though it's been a few years, then maybe consider removing them from your list. It's going to help you increase your visibility if you do. Remove, it says, quote unquote, the dead weight. Number 2, engagement. So how to increase your visibility is to engage, which means to react to people's posts, liking, loving, emoji, surprise emoji. Well, I wouldn't use the angry emoji unless it's for funny, if it's a funny thing. Commenting also is better than reacting. So if you have something valuable to share, genuine, you don't want to force anything. This is not about being fake. This is about being authentically you. So if you think, oh, how cute, what a cute baby, or oh my goodness, that looks like fun, write that down, comment it, take a second, because that means you're being intentional with your scrolling on Facebook. I know that I'm guilty of scrolling Facebook. I know I'm probably not the only one. So might as well, if you're there, make intentional use out of it. Make a comment. And then even the next thing would be to message people on social media. Maybe they comment on something that you post. So then message them like, hey, thanks for commenting, or thanks for liking my post. How are things? It's been a while. Messaging them will help increase your visibility because you're making connections with the people who are on your friends list. Number 3 part of visibility is posts. So you don't want to over post, and we'll talk more later in other trainings about what kinds of posts you can be doing or using. But if you post, let's say you have a friend on your friends list who works 8 hours, and you're posting 8 times in a day, which is pretty awesome. Like that's a big number is what I mean. They're probably only going to see like one of those posts. And if it's the one about Scentsy and it's like maybe a flyer, they might just scroll right past it. But if you're posting, if they use the 3-hour rule where you're waiting every 3 hours to post, then that is going to increase your visibility. And if you're, again, we'll talk more about what kinds of posts to use. But if you're in mixing, it's called the 80-20 rule. Like 80% should not be Scentsy and 20% sprinkled in Scentsy kind of lifestyle ways. But yeah, use the 3-hour rule just as a general rule. Okay. No, the second ability, which was likability. So you want to be consistent. You want to post at least once a day. Post on the social media platforms that you prefer to use. I don't know how to use Twitter. I wish I did because it looks really cool. But I'm a Facebook person. I love Instagram. Those are my two. Kind of playing around with TikTok, but it's not a thing that I'm going to do daily. I kind of sort of did Snapchat, but it's not something that I'm going to do daily. I'm going to stick with the ones that I'm comfortable with. You pick the ones that you're most comfortable with. Maybe you Pinterest, maybe you're on Snapchat, like I said, or yeah, whatever else is out there. YouTube, maybe you create YouTube videos all the time. Whatever works for you and your lifestyle, that's what you're going to be consistent at least once a day. Create conversation. So when you're sharing, and again, I'll share more about what kinds of posts to make, but when you have someone comment on your post, you want to always try and ask a question to create conversation. So maybe I'm trying to think of an example. Maybe you post a picture. The only thing that's popping in my head, Curry, is your post today about your sandals, to use, I think, the counter clean to clean some sandals. And so maybe someone commented like, wow, that's amazing. Then you might say like, isn't it? Do you have sandals that are dirty? I don't know. That's kind of an obvious question. Or don't you just hate when that happens? Or another question that would create a conversation. So there's a back and forth in the comments. The third part to likability is to give value. So you want to be able to help others. It's part of Scentsy's 3 core values: simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. And so we want to always operate in the idea of how can I be of service, even if it has nothing to do with Scentsy, and that's even better, because you're creating genuine, honest, authentic connection, but you want to help others. How can you provide value? Maybe someone's asking for a recommendation for a place to go get her haircut. Comment on that. Why not? They might not use your person, but that's creating connection. That's giving value. Be helpful. Be of service to people, and help other people. So that's also going to help you with your likability. Number 3 is influenceability. It's quoted to say, influenceability is the ability to have an effect on character, development, behavior of someone or of something. Take a water. So you're probably thinking, well, I'm not an influencer, Danielle. I cannot do that. Trust me, you are all influencers. And I say that because I'm sure that you have gone to Starbucks and have had the latest Frappuccino, or you've had your pumpkin spice latte come August 1st or whatever, September 1st when they start selling them again. And you've posted a picture, oh my God, it's so good. And then, I bet you someone has gone to Starbucks because they saw your picture. Or maybe you bought some, really yummy snacks at the movie theater or at Target, or some new shoes or that you loved and you shared a picture of it. That is all ways in which you can influence people. So you've done it before. I know you have. A key test, it says, is the way to check to see if you have influence is, has anybody ever asked you a question? Like, have they come to you with a question and asked your advice or your opinion? That is a key test in if you have developed your influenceability. If you haven't, we can work on it. It says we have 10 minutes left, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. And I want time for questions just in case. Another way to create influenceability on social media specifically, there are 3 things. You can contact them 12 times for 20 minutes each time. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of time that I probably don't have unless the kids are going to be interrupting me every 2 minutes. Number 2, they could also be watching 7 hours of video. Maybe you're not a person who does video that often, not 7 hours worth. Maybe you are. That would be amazing. But maybe you're not. Most likely you're not. And number 3, another way to create influenceability is to create 32 pieces of content and people engage with it. And that's a lot easier, because that's something like where you're sitting down for dinner and your kiddo makes a mess and you use counter clean to clean it up, and you just snap a quick picture and then later on you post it and you say, oh my goodness, dinner was a mess. I'm so thankful that I had counter clean handy. That's all it is. Super easy. It takes practice to keep that at the forefront of your mind so that you're looking for those opportunities to be able to take that picture and share about that experience. So that is where the practice comes in. The last bit is to get good at reaching out, number 4, to get good at reaching out at the right time. To get good at reaching out at the right time. So there are the people who, when they see your content on social media, they will like and love it. There are people who are going to comment, who always comment maybe. And there are people who are sharing your content. That means that they found your content so valuable that they had to go and tell their friends about it. Those people are going to be like the people that are red hot. They are your leads, your biggest leads, your hottest leads. So what can you do? So someone who likes and loves you're going to see a pattern here. Someone who likes or loves on your post, you can say, hey, Bob, thanks for loving my last post. How are things? Start a conversation with them in social media, in Messenger, or if you text them, you can text them if that's better. If someone who comments on your post and you have a little bit of a back and forth on your comments, then you can say, hey, thank you for commenting on my post. I appreciate it. How are things? See the pattern? Number 3 would be if they are sharing your content, if they thought your content was awesome and they wanted people to know about it, go and message them. Hey, thank you so much for sharing my content. I so appreciate it. How are things? It's about creating those connections and those conversations. And it's as simple as saying, hey, how are things? Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Be genuine. Of course, if you don't appreciate them sharing it, like, I don't know why you wouldn't, but don't do it if you're not, if that's not genuine. I don't want you guys to be fake. That's where people have the idea that social media people, or direct seller people, are spammy and salesy and they're yucky and they're gross. And we don't want to be like that. We want to be genuine and we want to be real. In other words, conversations, we were talking about profitability, right? So conversations come before commissions. We have to connect to our people. Conversations come before commissions. That is all I had for today. I have more to share, of course, as I continue through the book, but I had to share that because that's all stuff that you guys can start practicing right away. It is super simple, and you're already scrolling social media, because if you're anything like me, you are on Facebook almost every day at least. So just be a little more intentional with it, and you can help increase your marketing on social media. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you guys, and then if anybody has any questions or wanted to share something to add.
I had a question, Danny. Do you suggest doing all the posts through our independent Scentsy Facebook profile?
Your business page.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That is a really good question, and I'm still learning that myself, to be completely transparent. I feel like I save my
We do it in order.
I save my it's okay. I save my like all Scentsy stuff. Like, I'm not afraid to share all Scentsy all the time on my business page, although I know you're not supposed to technically do that. But that's where people like my page to see Scentsy on purpose. So I think this is more referring to your personal profile.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing about it, though, is what makes it nice about having a business page, and I do have a business page and I have a VIP group. My business page, I can schedule posts. I can schedule them. So I schedule them at least once a day. I do, like, usually the week before that particular week, and I will schedule at least one post a day so that I'm consistent. I'm not perfect at it. But it is better to be one post per day than nothing at all. The other thing, for the VIP group, oh goodness, I don't remember now if you can schedule posts. I think you can. You can schedule posts for my VIP group, and they only get to be a part of my VIP group because either they've hosted a party from me or they've purchased from me twice. The second time that they purchased from me, then I offer them, hey, like, I think you're going to be loyal, so would you like I don't say that, but I'm like, I say, you've bought from me now a couple times. Would you like to be part of my VIP group? And so then I offer them the invite. And there, it's like all Scentsy all the time. And because, again, they are there because they love Scentsy. They've hosted, they've bought from me often enough. I hope that answered some questions. Yeah, I think this particular stuff is personal profile, but and actually my Instagram, I've made it so that my Instagram will share, my wall will share to my business page. So that kind of helps be consistent too. You can connect the two. Anybody else have a question? We have like 3 minutes left. If not, that's okay. Really quickly, let's see. We have our next team talk will be on Tuesday, July 28th. I will have more of this to share with you guys. You guys can actually share with me too how it's been going, making those connections with the people on your friends list and so forth and so on. And then also SFR is happening if you registered. Yay, I'm excited about that. We will be sharing some info, I think on a separate night, because that's a lot in one night. We'll do a separate event for like a recap of everything that we kind of learned and absorbed, and we'll talk about all the fun stuff that they will be sharing at SFR. And then we have game night coming up on the 25th, which is Saturday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. It will be a Zoom, I think. I'm still working out the details, but if you guys know the app Kahoots, it's like a quiz app that you can do, like everybody downloads. Carrie's played it apparently. Everybody downloads the app. Yeah, and maybe you can help me with it because I'm still new at it. But you download the app and then like there's a quiz that everybody plays in real time from their phone while they're on Zoom, and then like we get to have a winner. And I haven't decided what the quiz will be about. I say quiz, but it'll be just like it'll be like a fun I'm not sure if I'll make it about like the catalog or if it'll be about like random facts, like fun pop culture kind of stuff. We'll see. But I'll share more details, of course, as that comes out, and that'll be on the 25th, which it'll be in the team page banner too, if you want a little memo, a little place to find the time and stuff. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. If you have questions, if you need help, let me know, and or reach out to your sponsor, and they will help you as well. And have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.